There are 3 ways that you can add Google Analytics tracking code to a WordPress site, and I think all 3 are great options. So I'm going to walk you through each one of those, starting with the most basic and ending with the most nerdy. First things first, you're going to need a Google Analytics account, and you're going to need your website tied to it. I'm using one of my closed sites as an example, but go to googleanalytics.com/analytics and they'll walk you through setting it up. You can tie it to a Gmail email account, or you can tie it to your own email address if you'd rather do that. Once you set up your account, you're going to get tracking code that needs to get added to the site, and that's what tracks your traffic and your data and displays it all in your Google Analytics dashboard. So for some of these, we're going to need the entire tag, and for others, we're going to need just the tracking ID. So I like to leave this page open so that I can grab whichever one I'm using. So first we're going to head over to our WordPress dashboard, and starting with the easiest option is a plugin. So I installed the Google Analytics plugin on this site, but you can see it's not even set up. So it's directing me to the settings page, and that's where you're going to enter in your information. Now with this option, you can authenticate with Google, and what that will do is prompt you to allow your site to access your Google Analytics account, and then it will display the data directly in your WordPress dashboard, which is really nice. I definitely recommend doing that so that you can check out your data while you're in your WordPress dashboard. But for today, I want to show you the option to just enter a tracking ID if you don't want to go through authenticating. Maybe you're setting this up for somebody else and you don't have access to the email account to verify. Whatever the case might be, you can use just the tracking ID. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to check manually enter tracking ID. It's going to prompt me to say, are you sure you want to do this? Because hey, you're not going to get the full benefit of the plugin, but that's okay. And then I'm going to paste it in to the box. And so it's that full tracking ID. And I'm going to save my changes. And so the reason that a plugin solution is nice is if you're the type of person who changes your theme, this means that the tracking code is in your site no matter what. So the next 2 variations that I'm going to show you are tied specifically to the theme. So when you replace the theme or change the theme, then you'll need to re-add your tracking number. Otherwise, you will start to lose that data. Now let's look at how to add the code with your theme. Not every theme is going to have this option, but the site is built using Divi and it does. So if you head to Divi Theme Options, Integration, you get the ability to add code to the body, which is good for tracking codes such as Google Analytics. So it specifically lists Google Analytics here. Other themes, you might be able to go to Appearance, Customize, and that might give you an option to add code to the body. They might say code to the head or the footer. There. So we're under integration. This time we're going to need the entire tag. So I'm going to select all, copy it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste it in place. And I'm going to save my changes. Make sure that it's there. Great. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure the tag is in place. I'm going to select the URL, and then I'm going to open up an incognito window. Some browsers call it private window. What that means is it just is your cache is cleared, so you don't have to worry about viewing an old version of the site. And once everything loads, I'm going to see if the tracking code is in place. And the best way to do that is to right click and select View Page Source. And what that does is in a new tab, it opens this up and shows you all of the code that happens behind the scenes to display this page. So I'm going to hit Command F to find, and I'm going to type UA- because that's what all analytics tracking codes start with. And lo and behold, there is my Google Analytics tracking code. It is right in place where I need it to be. So I know that this solution worked. But there's one more way to add this code to your site that's even nerdier than this. So I'm going to clear this out. Now, this method is best done if you know what you're doing in the theme editor, because you can break your site, and the new versions of WordPress will warn you that you could do that. So I'm going to hit I understand. And now this is a child theme, so what I should do is I should add a Header Dot Php file to this so that when I update Divi, I don't risk losing all of my theme data and changes that I made. But for the purpose of this temporary demonstration, I'm going to edit the main theme. So I'm going to hit select. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy the code again. And then I'm going to scroll to header.php. And I'm going to place it just before the closing head tag. And I'm going to hit update. And again, if you're using a child theme, please, please, please do this in the child theme. Anytime you run updates and the header.php file has an update to it, your Google Analytics code will be stripped if you go about it this way. So now I'm going to open up that incognito window again. I'm going to let the page load. And then I'm going to right click View Page Source. I'm going to search for UA dash. And there it is. So I know that that worked. So those are the 3 ways that you can add Google Analytics tracking code to your site. The 2 that I recommend the most are via a plugin or using the theme customize options, just because then you're not going to lose that data on an update